Let's eat.
Welcome. If you're new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. We have something to chew on, we have something to talk about. I'm starting a new series called The Identification of the Scapegoat, or Identifying the Scapegoat. And this is part 1. Okay, so we're going to start with Leviticus 16, verse 10. But the goat on which the lot fell to be the scapegoat shall be presented alive before the Lord to make an atonement with him and to let him go for a scapegoat into the wilderness. Okay, so there is an issue here. There's a problem. The problem is the English translation, the King James Version, is not in line with the original text, the Hebrew text. Let's look at another version, New International Version, NIV. But the goat chosen by Lot as the scapegoat shall be presented alive before the Lord to be used for making atonement by sending it away, by sending it into the wilderness as a scapegoat. Okay, so the NIV is also not in line with the Hebrew text, the original text. So this can cause some confusion, or this can mislead the reader unless the reader sees it in the Hebrew. New American Standard Bible, this is the 1995 edition. But the goat on which the lot for the scapegoat fell shall be presented alive before the Lord to make atonement upon it, to send it into the wilderness as the scapegoat. The issue here is that in the Hebrew, the word scapegoat is not there. The original is not scapegoat. It's actually La Azazel. Okay? We know that Azazel is a representation of Satan, or Azazel is Satan. Okay? So the Hebrew word here in this verse in Leviticus 16 verse 10 is not scapegoat. It is it was written as La Azazel. Now, the main word here is Azazel. This word is prefixed by the letter or the character Lamed. Okay? Now, the Hebrews, they don't write like we write from left to right. No, they write from right to left. So the prefix is not on the left side. The prefix is on the right side. So you see, if you look at the screen, there's a prefix Lamed. Now that prefix is telling us that this is a directional thing. Something directional is happening. The translation, this prefix translated is to or for. So the original language is telling us to Azazel. Well, the first clause, according to the context, is saying for Azazel. The second clause is saying to Azazel. Check this out. The ESV is really close to the original. Leviticus 16 verse 10 in the ESV, the English Standard Version, this is what it reads. But the goat on which the lot fell for, that's the prefix, for Azazel, shall be presented alive before the Lord to make atonement over it, that it may be sent, right? That's a direction. Sent where? sent into the wilderness to Azazel. Remember that prefix lamet in the Hebrew is saying to Azazel according to this immediate context. The second clause of this verse, Leviticus 16, verse 10. So the correct translation is not scapegoat. The correct translation is to Azazel. This goat will be sent to Azazel to make atonement. The RSV also says the same thing. But the goat on which the lot fell for Azazel shall be presented alive before the Lord to make atonement over it, that it may be sent away into the wilderness to Azazel. What's the problem? Well, we Adventists, we have been identifying this goat to represent Satan. It's a type of Satan. But when you come to the Hebrew text, it's telling us that this goat is going to Azazel, telling us that Azazel is Satan and the goat cannot be Satan at the same time. Satan cannot be, it don't make sense to make Satan, to send Satan from to Satan, right? I'm gonna send Satan to send Satan. I'm gonna send my son to my son, or send me to me. No, don't make sense unless you say I'm gonna send me to Hawaii. I'm gonna send my son to his mother. So this goat, according to the Hebrew, is not in line with the Adventist thinking. Okay, we like to identify the goat as a type of Satan, symbolizes Satan. Satan is sent into the wilderness, perish. But when you look at the Hebrew text, it is telling us this goat is being sent to Satan, and Satan is in the wilderness. Azazel resides in the wilderness. Okay, I know this is gonna bring a lot of questions, a lot of, right, confusion in us Adventists, but we got to face the text. We have to be able to say, you know what? If I am wrong, I must stand corrected. I want to follow what the Bible say and not what I think, what my Adventist church think. I must follow the Bible. Okay? We should not be afraid to face this issue. It seems, no, it really looks like the Hebrew text is telling us that the goat and the Azazel cannot be one thing. The goat cannot represent Satan because the goat is sent to Azazel or to Satan. Okay, so this is part one. We have just started. We have just begun. So tell me what you think. Don't be afraid. The Bible is a scary place. Okay, but when we go deep in, we dive. It's like the ocean, man. You dive into the waters. It's scary, it's big, it's huge, it's humongous. There's uncertainty. It's scary. There's so many unknown things in the deep. But when you plunge into the water and you look down in the depths, you see the corals, you see the colors, you see the creatures. It becomes a beautiful place. So we must face this. The goat may not represent Satan. Maybe our critics are right. The goat may represent Christ. But hey, let's not jump into conclusion. Let's go back to the text, re examine the text, and be willing to just take the truth and let go. If what you are holding on to is not the truth, we gotta pray. God, Lord, help us. Take away our pride. We want to follow what you say. We No problem if we stand corrected. If all our critics and all those who've been telling us no, you're wrong, and we've been saying yes, we are right. If they are right, then Lord, let it be. As long as we all come together and pull out the truth from Scripture, right? So this is part one. I'll see you on the next one. See you on the next one. Peace and God bless.